Hello, my name's Todd Smith. I'm excited to do a quick intro to our call today with gourmet chef and coach for nutrition and lifestyle and diet, Jen Winder. And so I'm going to share my screen here quickly so we can go through a few slides. But at the start, just want to mention that we're going to be talking about a product called Vital Fuel Shake, which is a top shelf Nutra product. And so, as a disclaimer, Top Shelf Nutra does not diagnose, prescribe, or treat disease. Always consult with your physician before making changes to diet and lifestyle. Our products are intended to support the body's natural abilities to heal, maintain, and repair itself. For more information, you can go to topshelfnutra.com. But today, our featured speaker is Jen Winder, and we get the wonderful opportunity to be with her in her kitchen, actually cooking for us. So, our health chef and lifestyle diet coach, Jen Winder, will be guiding us through a wonderful, easy recipe that can be done with the Vital Fuel Shake. Now, as an intro, just want you to know that we've known Jen for many, many years. And when she was first introduced to the program and what we are doing, she was very skeptical, had a lot of questions. But as she started to adopt the lifestyle, introduce anti-inflammatory foods and choices into her life, and follow the Bula Fit program, she was able to get healthier. Her family were able to get healthier. And she started integrating it into her cooking because she is a chef. She does catering. She caters for facilities and things. And so she started incorporating it, and we said, hey, this is amazing. And so we collected up a number of recipes and put them together into this book, this recipe book called Make It Keto, which really what it is it's make it healthy. And so a low inflammation diet, low carb, and medium protein, healthy fats. It's a wonderful, wonderful little recipe book I think you'll love. She's going to share with us just a couple of easy recipes from that. But basically what she's shown us is that eating healthy doesn't mean it has to taste bad. In fact, choosing whole food ingredients actually make everything taste better. So the featured product today is the Vital Fuel Shake. It's a powder. You just add water. It makes an amazing shake that you can have anytime you want, just in a shaker bottle. You don't even need a blender. However, if you want to blend it in with some fruit or flavor, chocolate, something, you can flavor it up. It doesn't need it though. It features some very, very natural ingredients. You look at the ingredient panel and you'll be able to understand what's in there. It features isolated whey, organic sweet cream, free range whole eggs, MCT oil from coconuts, etc. It is a wonderful formula. And Jen also has recipes whereby you can cook and bake healthy treats using the very same shake powder that you use to make a shake. Some of the ingredients that are in there in addition to that are some of our spices of life from Fiji, our ginger and our turmeric, as well as our incredible, powerful superfruit, the antioxidant killer, the one that is just loaded with polyphenols, the muscadine grape. And again, you can dress it up however you want, but it tastes amazing just in water. And so have a lot of fun with that. This is her recipe book. We love it. We feature it on our website at Top Shelf Nutra. Just a few recipes from there. You've got the pumpkin roll. You've got the chocolate peanut butter roll. You've got pumpkin pancakes or regular pancakes, waffles, crepes, Texas sheet cake, even mini caramel spice donuts. It's amazing. She has all of those recipes, including ice cream and others, on her website, livingyourketolife.com. And we are very proud to offer this special that if you go and buy one of these 2-packs of the shake, you're going to be saving a whole bunch of money, and you're going to get this Make It Keto recipe book for free. So this is a deal that you can go and take advantage of at topshelfnutra.com. And with that, we're going to go ahead and bump over to Jen Winder in her kitchen, sharing an easy recipe for all of us to benefit from.
Recipes. But the first thing I want to do is I want to show you how easy it is to make this waffle. So we are going to use the Vital Fuel, and I have everything measured out. One thing I will tell you is that on this recipe, you can make a giant batch of it at the beginning of the week if you wanted to have waffles all week long. And in fact, I think the batter works better after it's been refrigerated. So let me show you how we make this. And then once we get it in the waffle maker, I will come on and we'll talk food here. So we're gonna start adding our ingredients. So melted butter, and I'm using a magic bullet. You could use a regular blender and that would be just fine. A blender will work better with like a quadruple batch though, just because it's so big. Okay, I'm adding an egg, a little bit of cream cheese, of course, our amazing Vital Fuel or Vital Shake. Oh, sorry, just kidding, that was almond flour. This is the Vital Shake. Baking powder. And then I like to add a little bit of cinnamon to it. You could also add vanilla if you wanted to, but it's just not necessary because our Vital Shake has such a great vanilla flavor to it. Then we're going to add, hang on here, there. We're going to add a tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. Okay, most of you probably have all of those ingredients at home. So we're going to put the lid on here. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna I see a little powder at the top, so I'm gonna shake it a little to get it down.
Jen, we see your friend there as well.
What do you say?
We get to see your little friend there as well.
Oh yeah, they're all over us. We keep kicking them off our legs. We should have removed them. We're rookies. It's been a while. Okay, come on over here. We're gonna come over to our waffle maker. Now, if you don't have a waffle maker, you could easily make this into pancakes. You could use the little mini chaffle makers, and that's fine. I'm gonna spray mine with a healthy oil. So I'm gonna use avocado oil. You could use coconut oil. You probably could get away with using no oil because it's got some really good healthy fats in it. But I'm one of those who always sprays. So we're gonna go ahead and pour this in. Now, if you've made it ahead of time, like if you're like, I'm doing waffles this week or you're making a bigger batch, it's gonna come out a lot thicker because it will have been in the refrigerator. And in my opinion, that makes it a little bit easier to do, but this will still work just great. So I'm gonna shut the lid here on it. I let mine sit for about 20 seconds before I flip it. Otherwise it's so runny that it could spill out. Okay, so I'm gonna flip it and we're gonna let it go here for just a minute. Now, I think we're good. Thanks, Joseph. I told him, you gotta wake up for 5 minutes for me, buddy. On a Saturday, I know it's a big sacrifice, but let's see if I can make it here. Guys, I really have a hard time navigating this on my phone. So that's gonna cook and it's gonna go. This is a complete meal. And Todd, I really appreciated in the beginning when you said that it's not, it is called Make It Keto. And I always tell people, I do eat keto because my body functions better in ketosis. I've learned that about myself. And one thing that Robin and I are trying to teach everybody is that you've got to figure out what works better for you and what makes your body function. Robin eats whole foods. So when we say the word keto, it's like we're talking about whole foods because there is a healthy way and an unhealthy way to do anti-inflammatory. So don't let that word scare you off. If you're doing whole foods, if you're just trying to be Bula Fit, these recipes all work the same. That's okay. They're all whole food recipes. We're waiting for this waffle to cook. I'm excited to show it to you. It smells so good. It smells like vanilla ice cream. But are there any questions about recipes that we have or that we've put up? You'll notice most of the keto fuel recipes that I've shared are sweet recipes. That's because our Vital Shake, sorry, I'm going to do that for a while. That's because Vital Shake is a sweet shake. That's what it's so delicious. And it's so fun to be able to make all of these whole food desserts and treats and breakfasts and crepes and all of the different things and be able to eat them and be healthy. And so I have tried them with savories before. It's not my favorite. seriously, it's not my favorite. But if there's any questions about recipes, this waffle's almost done and I can show you what that looks like. When it comes to topping your waffle, I always get questions on this. You can do easy, hard, or not. You know what I mean? There's lots of things. If I'm in a real quick hurry, it's maybe 2 sliced up strawberries and some whipped cream because that's what's in my fridge. Lakanto makes a great maple syrup that I like to use. Also, I will share a recipe for a buttermilk syrup that's homemade. So if you want to kind of go the extra mile and make a yummy buttermilk syrup, it's delicious. I don't do that every time. I do that when it's like Sunday morning and we're making a really yummy breakfast. Yes, I just got a question. Is it diabetic friendly? This will not spike your insulin. There is nothing in it that I have found with me personally that spikes your insulin. So it should have no impact. And none of those syrups will have impact on your insulin either. So I will make sure that I share those with you.
Hey,
Okay.
Jen, I was just going to share something. Can you hear me all right?
Yep, sure can.
So, it looks like your waffle's done. I'll
Yeah,
make
we're
my
gonna
comment
take the
after.
waffle out and I'll show it to you. So there it is. Yummy, yummy. Oh no, I sent Joseph back to bed. Now I gotta try and get it with one hand. Okay, hold on. This might take setting the phone down. I'm gonna rip it. Hold on. Yeah, I definitely did rip it a little bit. But there you go. You've got a full-blown waffle, you guys. Complete meal and so, so delicious and so good for you. Okay, you're back, Todd.
I will always pause for a waffle. So the comment I had is many times I've had family members visiting, even some of my daughters at times that said, I need to be gluten free. I need to avoid gluten. And so what I've done with the Vital Fuel is I've taken, whatever the gluten free pancake recipe or German pancake or waffle recipe was. I'm going to be honest, they typically don't taste very good. And so I take whatever they're saying as far as the almond flour or whatever flour they're using, I cut it in half and I make the other half with the fuel, and they turn out great. It adds a little more sweetness, it adds a little more body to the recipe, because some of the gluten-free recipes tend to be really thin. They tend to be a little bit, I don't know,
Grainy. They are grainy to me.
yeah, and so that it smoothed it out. So anyway,
Well, it's nice too because the Vital Shake is made with baking ingredients. There's heavy cream in it, there's eggs in it. And so it's actually not a straight across for people who don't use the Vital Shake. The recipes I've developed with it it's not like you can just take a protein shake or something from the store and make it, because they don't have all the baking ingredients in them. So you're right, you can substitute that for anything that you're baking. German pancake, I love German pancakes, any of those things, and it works really, really well. So, and it adds such a great flavor. That's the thing. It's literally like adding a yummy, yummy vanilla to your food. So it just enhances it that much more. And you know what's funny? I was thinking about Patty's ice cream that we all would eat lunch. We'd have ice cream for lunch, but the leftovers would be so hard. I have a Ninja creamy now, and I'm almost thinking I need to try it in that because I bet you it'll get so, so creamy for the day 2 and 3.
hey, nail that recipe and then share it, because we have
Okay.
in our house as well.
Yeah, no, I'm going to, because I actually think it would be perfect in there. So, yeah. And moving forward, I know we're going to do some more cooking classes. I would love to do a recipe to show you recipes that use our turmeric and the ginger, because for me, where I'm in the kitchen, I was always a big believer, like, you've got to use, fresh ginger makes all the difference. Well, I have a recipe that I make. It's a chicken coconut curry. It's delicious. But when pre this ginger, when I would make it, I always had to use fresh. I hate cutting fresh ginger. If you've ever done it, it's such a pain. And so I have been able to replace it with our ginger and tell no difference. So there's some really fun ways that we can cook with the supplements that we have that add more nutrition to our food and still taste delicious and make your life a lot easier too.
Jen, there's a question in the chat said,
Okay.
I have seen on several keto recipes the use of xanthan gum. What
Yes.
does that add?
So
Should I be worried? I've been hesitant to use it.
no, xanthan gum, if you use it in big doses, it could, some people can get intestinal. Usually it's like a quarter to a teaspoon in a full blown recipe where you're getting just a fragment of it. It doesn't affect you as far as insulin. What it is it's a thickener versus using like cornstarch or something like that that can cause inflammation. And so it is a thickener. I would recommend trying it and see how you like it. I will use it when I make gravies or sauces. Like I love balsamic glaze, but to get a balsamic glaze that isn't loaded with so much sugar is hard. So I'll buy a balsamic vinegar that has hardly any, and I will add my own sweetener to it and xanthan gum, and I will make my own um, glaze because it thickens it right up.
Also, a compliment on your chicken Alfredo in your cookbook.
Oh, yeah, that chicken Alfredo, no matter how you eat, that's the recipe you gotta switch to. I have a Sunday school class at church, and probably 3 times a year I bring them chicken Alfredo because they love it. I use that as an incentive. All right, I see chats coming in, Todd, but I can't see them very well because I'm on my phone. I'm gonna try and get on my computer here. Did somebody else just ask a question?
Yeah. Have you ever tried to make the waffles and then freeze them? Curious how they might be and if they can be made ahead of time.
I think it would totally work, and I think the way that I would reheat them would be, I'm not a big microwave girl. I think it would make them soggy anyway. I would probably reheat them if you have an air fryer. That would be awesome. A toaster, right? So it would get that crisp outside. Or I'd probably just put them right on a skillet to heat them up like a
Could
pancake.
you put them right back in the waffle iron?
You probably could. It may not fit the same though, because they kind of, because they have egg in them, they kind of sink down a little bit. But yes, you could. And if you make chaffles with them, I'm coming in on the other one because this is really hard to hold the phone here apparently. If you make waffles on the other one, on the chaffle makers, you can freeze those and it would be super easy to pull them out. Okay. I keep recording in progress. Okay. Okay, that'll work better. Can you hear me, Todd?
Yes, I hear you. The screen's a little fuzzy.
You know why? Because I have food on it. My computer gets covered by food in my kitchen.
There you go.
Okay. All right. So, are there any other questions? Let me look in the chat here and see if anything else came up. Wow. None of the questions are coming up for me, of course, that were already asked. So if there's one there that I didn't answer, you may have to ask it again. And just talking to you going forward with BulaFit, it is, when you're doing BulaFit, just, I want you to think whole foods. Think of the least amount of ingredients when you're looking up at packages, especially when you're looking at prepackaged food, because the food industry is very sneaky. Different consumers are very sneaky in how they package their food, calling it healthy, calling it whole food, and then you look at the ingredients and you're like, not so great. So pay attention to that when you guys are eating, and especially with the prepackaged foods. Todd, are you unmuted? I can't hear. There we
No,
go.
I'm unmuted now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you've answered all the questions that they have, and I think that we all wish we were, you know, a little closer and could run over and have those waffles with you.
They're so easy, you guys. Just make them up. They're so good. Make them for dinner. And you know, from a conscious eating perspective, breakfast is my favorite meal of the day, but I'm not always hungry at breakfast. So oftentimes breakfast is for lunch and dinner, the typical breakfast foods.
Yum. All right. Well, Jen, thank you very much. We will do this again. It's so fun to be on site with you and to watch you cook. And so we'll do this again. Look forward to you choosing some more healthy recipes for us to do in the future.
Yep, you bet. And I'll post up that buttermilk recipe in your portal today. So everybody will have access to that if they want to make it with their waffles. Send pictures, post pictures if you make the waffles.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Thank you, Jen. We appreciate you very much.
Absolutely.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you,
thank
Jen.
you.
This is Maureen. Thank you.